Have you ever wondered how to get those dreamy blurred backgrounds in your photos? Or how to keep everything in sharp focus during a macro shot? Today we're diving deep into the art of the science of depth of field. Whether you're a beginner or looking to refine your skills, stick around and let's unlock the secrets to stunning photos. Section 1. What is depth of field? Depth of field refers to the zone of sharpness in an image. It's the area in your frame that appears in focus. A shallow depth of field results in a blurred background and foreground, perfect for isolating your subject. On the other hand, a deep depth of field keeps most of the image in focus, great for landscapes or storytelling shots. 3 factors control depth of field: aperture, distance to your subject, and the focal length of your lens. Let's break these down. Section 2. Aperture and depth of field. Aperture is the most significant factor affecting your depth of field. The wider the aperture, represented by a smaller f number like f2.8 or f1.4, the shallower your depth of field. This is ideal for portraits or isolating a subject. A narrow aperture like f8 or f16 increases depth of field, great for landscapes or macro photography where detail is key. For portraits, I often shoot wide open like at f2.8 to separate my subject from the background. But for macro shots, I'll stop down to f11 or even f16 to ensure the entire subject is in focus. Just be mindful of diffraction. Using very small apertures can reduce overall sharpness. Section 3. Distance to subject and depth of field. The closer you are to your subject, the shallower the depth of field. This is why macro photography often has such a razor-sharp thin focus plane. To manage this, try focusing on the most critical part of your subject, like the bee's eyes or the center of a flower. In portraits, increasing the distance between your subject and the background amplifies the blur effect. Even with a modest aperture, experiment with subject to background distance to achieve your desired look. Section 4. Focal length and depth of field. Longer focal lengths like 85mm or 100mm lenses naturally create a shallower depth of field compared to wider lenses like 24mm, even at the same aperture. This makes telephoto lenses a favorite for portraits and macro shots. For macro photography, I love using my Canon RF 100mm f2.8L lens. Its 1.4 times magnification and creamy background blur make it ideal for isolating details while keeping the subject sharp. Section 5. Practical tips for mastering depth of field. Here are some tips to take your depth of field game to the next level. 1. Use manual focus for extreme close-ups, especially in macro photography. 2. For handheld shots, stabilize yourself or use a faster shutter speed to prevent motion blur. 3. Use a tripod for precise focus stacking in macro or landscape photography to maximize depth of field. 4. Pay attention to your background. A clutter-free, distant background enhances bokeh. And don't forget to experiment. Adjusting your aperture, distance, and focal length can create dramatically different results. Mastering depth of field is all about understanding your tools and being creative with your choices. Whether you're capturing a stunning portrait or the intricate details of a flower, these tips will help you achieve your vision. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. See you on the next video.